debt that none of us can afford not to pay. So we need to keep that in mind, because I think we use it as an excuse. A lot of times we do a lot of things that we really want to do, but we look at Hajj as being something, well, oh, Allah has said that if I can afford. But we can afford to go on cruises, we can afford to go on different vacations for a week or two. So why not? 2003, and I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to bring Sister Zakia up because I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head, and she has something set for us, and I'm really anxious to hear her talk. But just as an example, Sister Aisha, senior citizen, 2003, she went on Hajj. Now, some of us may be more financially stable with a senior citizen being on a limited income. So we need to think about these really, really lame excuses that we have. Sister Hamida, we went on Hajj together in 2001. It took her almost a year, but she had fundraisers because she wanted to go just that bad. She recognized the importance of going on Hajj. So when we put our mind to it, we can do this. Okay, I will, and Brother Abdullah, there's a lot of senior citizens, and I'm speaking of the sisters because I was a lot closer to them, but Brother Abdullah, I could tell you stories about Brother Abdullah. You know, he looks like a small brother, but he's very strong. Right. We were stoning the Jamrock, and my mission that I took on for myself that particular year was to make sure that Sister Aisha was protected. And so I blocked a lot of blunts for her. I took a lot of hits, making sure that she did not get hurt. And we kind of got surrounded there for a while, and Brother Abdullah kind of came to the rescue at one point. And like I said, he's very small, but he's a very strong brother, you know, and he pushed a lot of them brothers off of us. So, but without any further ado, we're going to bring up Sister Zakia.
Assalamu alaikum. All thanks and praise are due to Allah, who we thank, seek for help, and hope for forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the evils within ourselves. He whom Allah guides never will be misled, and he whom he leads astray will never find one to guide him. Bear witness that there is no deity of worship except Allah, that Muhammad is his slave, servant, and messenger. Today, I'm going to touch a little bit on Hajj. I'm going to start off with the meaning of Hajj. Some of y'all still got your dictionary. The word Hajj means to intend to a certain target, aim at repair, undertake, aim, argue, contend with, go on a pilgrimage, overcome, and dispute, plead. When I was looking at this some time back, when I was preparing myself to go to Hajj, you know, I really was just kind of like thinking of a lot of things, you know, because it was a long journey from the time that I actually made my intentions. You know, I made the 2 rak'ahs, you know, Surah to Ikhlas and Surah to Kafirun. Once I made those 2 rak'ahs, then made my intention, it was like a long way for me. But, you know, during that time I looked that up and I was like, and I couldn't really figure out what all that was really meaning until I actually started really studying and really getting into it to get the true essence of it. So wanted to just share this little bit with you guys today. Hajj is a unique spiritual experience, the experience of drawing closer and closer to Allah. It is a journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, as some of us have been and some of us, inshallah, will experience the atmosphere in this journey. It's full of spirit from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the pilgrim, the privilege, the people. When you start experiencing, when you get there, the moment you leave your home state, all the way, you'll start feeling a certain type of spirit. You know, even the last week or maybe the last few days, you'll start feeling something different going on with you. And you won't be able to retain yourself. Sometimes you'll find yourself crying and you really don't know why you're crying, you know, but the atmosphere of knowing that you're getting ready to go, once you got your passport, you done paid your money, you packing your bags, that whole atmosphere starts with you. You know, and you'll just start crying, but when you actually land there and you're around a lot of people, a lot of privilege, the atmosphere will be really, you know, it'll be really like a magnet on you, and you will just be crying, be talking to somebody, you just start crying. And I realized that, but that was the spirit of Allah being in that area. So the glory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is felt in your heart, under your skin, in your senses, that you're thinking of nobody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of all the worlds. That's what's taking place. That's what's radiating through your mind, through your heart, in your blood. You know, that's that feeling that you're gonna get, that you will start experiencing. And then when you get to that level, and the ones that have made their intentions to go, and the ones that, inshallah, will be going after the ones that come back, inshallah, you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, because you're thinking about Allah, you know, the Lord of the world, who alone has the absolute sovereignty and power. You imagine the feeling, you experience the feeling of Tawheed in its true essence. You're focusing on one goal, and that goal is to please Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you're seeking His forgiveness in a sacred place. Allah, I didn't say that. Allah says that. So you have to think on it, that when you embark up on this journey, you're just like Sister Halala says, that it is something that you are obligated. You ain't got a choice in that. You're obligated. I'm gonna use that strong word, obligated, because sometimes when we use that word do, we think, I'm like, man, I don't know. We start coming up with all these excuses. But when you use the word obligate and competent, it's demanded. Like Halala said, by all means, don't take it lightly. You know, it's something that will benefit you. When you look at the word Hajj, repairing, targeting, you know, who's repairing? Where repair come from? You repairing yourself. You repairing the stuff that has came up on you. You're trying to get that out. You're trying to fix that. So when you look at the word Hajj, this is what's transparent. When you on that, you're fixing that. See, you're trying to fix what has gone wrong with inside of you. You know, throughout the years as time has taken place. You know, you're trying to overcome the things that has happened to you. You know, you trying to clear all the disputes out, you know, in your soul. You understand what I'm saying? You're trying to fix that. You're wrangling. Who you wrangling with? Who you wrangling with? You ain't wrangling with nobody but yourself. You're wrangling with the jinn inside. That's who you wrangling with. That's who you fighting with. Because he's going to beat you up, beat you down, beat you every which way he can beat you. He's going to beat you because he got a purpose. He wants to try to handle his business with you.
Right.
But when you come up on this, when you get to that sacred place, think of this, you guys. Follow me here. Think of this for a minute. The ones that have done it, the ones that had made their intentions to do it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to hit you. And this is what's going to hit you. Knowing that this is the place that Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, said Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ishmael alayhi salam, and the Prophet alayhi salam stood and performed their deeds under the direct command of Almighty Allah. The direct command of Almighty Allah. That's where y'all gonna be standing. That's where y'all at. That's why it's so sacred. Because why? Because you're standing on the land. Standing at the position. Not Ibrahim, the station of Ibrahim. Can y'all feel that? Can y'all comprehend that? I told Halala just a minute ago I'm going to hold back the tears. That's what I told him. I don't know. Because my husband said to me this morning, oh, there you is typing all that stuff. But you know how it's going to hit you. I said, well, inshallah, I'm going to stay on focus. Stay on point. But I'm already going to ask you for y'all forgiveness if that don't happen. See, because whenever I think about what I experienced, I get this thing up under my skin that rises up. You know, when something good happens, you know, when we husband and wives and we hugging each other, we get this little sensation that makes us feel woo-wee. But I tell you, it's nothing like that experience when you know that the land that you're standing on is the land that the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called, and He directed them to do it. And here it is. That's why Sister Halala said, don't take it lightly. Because it ain't nothing to be taken lightly for. This is serious. This is some serious business that you're going to be experiencing. See, and I was like, wow, as a kid, it's just wonderful. I told some people, and I told young Bilal just recently, I said, it's going to be like a magnet. You know how you hold a magnet up and you hold the other part and it's just you pulling it, it pulls, you pulling, but it's going to be zzz. It's going to pull that soul right to it. It's going to pull that soul. You ain't got control over it. You think you're going to have control. You think you're going to be holding on to the tears and holding on to your, some say manhood, I don't know, but womanhood, manhood, think you're going to hold it off. I'm cool. I ain't going to hold back the tears. I'm not going to handle it. I ain't going to cry. I ain't nothing wrong. It's going to come out. It's gonna just flow out of you. You ain't gonna have control on it. Why? Because Allah said. So I want those who have went to remember, and those who is looking to go. Remember, let that be the driving force for you. To know, don't worry about the money. That's going to come because it's an investment.
Right.
I was talking to someone yesterday about investing. But it's the best investment that you will ever make in your life. You can't tie the money, you can't tie a dollar amount to that. No matter what everybody else may seem to think, you will never ever be able to tie a dollar amount to that investment. Because of why? It's the investment that you're making for your soul. It's the obligation that you're fulfilling to your Lord. You cannot tie nothing to it. Just don't worry about all the other stuff. This is easy for Allah. Now I want to say this. Hajj, I want y'all to think of this. Hajj symbolized many things as the ritual, the total submission, and the victory of faith over temptation. The human compulsiveness, efforts to show your devotion to your Creator and your Sustainer. Because that humanness in us, things is going to happen to you. You're going to experience things and witness things that you may not like. But that, at that moment, is where you will have to overcome that compulsion and remember that the focus is on your Creator. I guarantee you that, as sure as y'all looking at me, you will experience that. That's what this is about. Because you're fighting. You're trying to overcome. You're trying to have a victory over your temptation. The compulsiveness in your humanness. Somebody push you, what's the normal reaction when somebody push you?
Push them back.
Push them back. Somebody hit you, what's the normal response? Hit them back. Somebody step on your toes, what's the normal response? See, that's the natural way. But see here, when you on Hajj, you remember you're trying to repair something. You're trying to undertake something. You're trying to dispute with something inside here. You following what I'm saying? So keep that in the forefront inside of it. Know that there's nothing more important than this. I'm focusing. I'm sacrificing all of this because I'm trying to exhibit the best devotion that I can to my Lord. Hajj also symbolized tranquility and the universality of Islam. Hajj demonstrates the real and practical unity of brotherhood and sisterhood. I met sisters in them way from Ghana, Guam, Nigeria, brothers from Nigeria, Lagos, and all, everywhere. I said, I'm like, Hajj. You know, when you see a sister, you know, just like Sister Halala said, she took a lot of bumps, bruises, and bumps, and attacks to protect the senior sisters. That's great unity. She was protecting them. The brothers was protecting each other. See, it comes, you know, it was like, you know, something in her probably rose up. It's like, I'm going to take this hit from my sister. You know, I'm going to take this punch from my sister. I'm going to grab this sister out of this so she won't hurt herself. The brother helped Sister Naja. You know, he helped her up. You know, he was helping her. That was the unit. Naja didn't know him. You know, there's some people that you're not going to know that you're going to help. They're going to help you. But that's that unity. See, Hajj brings all of that out in you. See, it brings all that out in you while you're there, but don't lose it. When you get back to your land, to your homeland, don't lose that. Don't lose that appetite. Don't lose that desire to hold on to that what you had on Hajj. See, keep that with you. See, keep that at all costs with you, because surely you're going to need it. Because I'm still on Hajj. And what, 12? What's this, 12? It was 10 when I went on. I'm still using it every day. Trust me, I used it yesterday at the park. It happens every day of my life. Nobody told me that after I made Hajj, I'm going to still experience Hajj. See, it's the journey. It's the journey. It's the journey from the point that you make those intentions all the way to the day of Yom Kippur. And you steady going. You steady going. You steady on that journey. You steady remembering the things that you experience, those bumps under your skin, the thoughts in your mind, the sincerity, the devotion, all of that is shaping you. And the benefits, the great benefits, that it will humble you. I bear witness, y'all. It will humble you from the inside to the outside. And you will ask yourself, how, Zakiya, is it going to humble me on the inside? How is it going to humble me on the inside? By making Hajj. The ones that's going and the ones intend to go, I'm going to let y'all answer that when y'all come back, inshallah. I'm not going to spoil that treat for you. How is it going to humble you on the outside? How is it, will it humble you on the outside? The things that you thought or you think was important ain't going to be important at all. The outwards. You ain't going to care. You don't care what color you got on. You ain't going to care how you smell. Now, why you on Hajj? Because you know why? Everybody smell like you. Everybody smell like you. Everybody smell like you. But look, let me tell you, you know why? It's hot there. No. Nah, it's hot, but think of it like this. You are the guest of Almighty Allah. He don't care how you smell. He don't care how you look on the outside. If you got red on, if you got blue or black or purple and green all mixed up in purple. He don't care about that. He don't care about that. He don't care if your scarf lopsided. He don't care if he does not care how you look on the outside. Because of why? Because you are his guest. He don't care about that outward stuff. He don't care about it. Why? Why don't he care? Because you are doing something that he told you to do. That's right. And you are offering sincere devotion. So why should he care about how you look or how you smell? Even though that human impulsiveness is going to say, ooh, that brother, ooh, that sister, ooh, help me. Because that smell going to be all up on top of your head. And you're going to be like, ooh. But you're going to be saying, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, it ain't even gonna penetrate you. When you come out of that devotion is when it's gonna penetrate you. But all seriousness, he doesn't care about the outwardness of it. Because you're his guest. He wants you to come and experience what it feels like to offer that sincere devotion to him, that humbleness, inwardly and outwardly. See, I still ain't told you about the inwardly yet, because I don't want to spoil it for the ones that's inshallah, that has made the intentions, and the ones that want to make the intentions later on. I want them to say it to you guys, inshallah, you know. And once you understand that the Prophet ﷺ says that whoever performs Hajj with no obscenity, no evil practices, will come back as a newborn baby, free of sin. This is in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. Sahih Muslim and Bukhari, I apologize. People will leave the comforts of their lives, their family, their businesses, and all that, whatever they have acquired in this life. That's in Surah 22, Ayah 27. Allah said they're going to come however they come. They're going to come however, on land, feet, walk. Like Sister Halala said earlier, people are going to be walking. People already probably start walking to make Hajj. You'll see. You see their feet. They ain't worrying about in a cute, clean, cute. I got pedicure. They don't even care about none of that. They just walking. Walking. We, inshallah, we flying. We coming across the land. We come across all the ocean. I forgot about the ocean. I didn't think about the ocean when I was flying. I didn't know where the ocean. The sister said, I went over the ocean, flew back over the sister asked me, what about the ocean? What about it? Because I forgot about it. Allah wiped that out of my brain. Why? Because Allah knew I was trying to accomplish something. So why do you think that the people is doing? Why do you think that? Why do you think the people is willing to give up what they have to accomplish this? What do you think, Brother Rashid?
It's an obligation, it's a burning desire to praise Allah, so they're willing to sacrifice whatever they need to sacrifice to meet their obligation.
No matter what.
The payoff is tenfold, so it doesn't really matter.
What do you think? What do you think, Sister Amina? Why they doing it?
I think they're doing it because they have been called to do it. And that's part of our religion. And it's one of the pillars of our religion. And when Allah summons you to come and be his guest, it's time to go and see what he wants. What he needs, what he got left to tell you or for you to do.
Right.
And so you go and answer your call.
Yeah. She said you go and answer the call. Anybody else have anything they, Brother Abdullah?
I don't think in a lifetime there is a better experience for the human mind. I don't think there is a better experience. You see thousands of different nationalities of people, and I never seen. I saw Hajj on television thousands of times. I saw in global magazine. I have never saw a million and a half Africans in my life.
Right.
Together. Now, you're gonna see that when you go. But when we went, 2003, if, Bartown had 1 million people, million on here, we must have saw 2 million Africans at one time when we took that bus. Took about 2 or 3 hours to get to where we was going, and it was only about 6 blocks. So, we can say a lot, but we're not gonna see it until you go. You're not gonna understand.
Right, that is correct. But what I thought about was this. They doing all of this, like they said, to fulfill their obligation. But also, think of this. To gain, I'm gonna say acquire. To acquire, some may say accomplish, but I'm gonna say acquire the forgiveness and the pleasure of Almighty Allah. This is what I saw. This is what I experienced. So with that in mind, could not deter me. Because I was seeking the forgiveness of the one who is Al-Ghafur, the forgiver. The one who I know that could forgive me for all of what I've done and all of what I intend to do. See, so no matter, again, no matter how much it may cost, the reward is the reward supersedes it. Supersedes it. Sister Vanessa.
My Hajj for me was, of course, an exceptional experience, like it is for all of us. When and we're talking about the people walking, saw Africans walking, blocks long of people just walking, trying to get to where they had to go. I was fortunate enough to have such a beautiful group of people with me, my brothers and sisters here, that were a part of my journey. When I got there and I walked up and I saw this beautiful building, Allah's house, and I was able to say, Allah, here I am. Here I am. Because my feet were on the ground and I was there, here I am. My husband and I both had talked about making Hajj. He got ill and couldn't go. But Allah blessed me to go. And He also blessed me to make Umrah for my husband. And blessings, oh my gosh, yes. And when I drew the stones, I wanted that to clear everything in me that wasn't supposed to be there. So every time I threw a rock, I wanted to take out of me what was there that shouldn't be there. Allah has certainly blessed me, and I definitely owe everything that I have within me, my life and everything. And my life and my death are all for Allah. That's where I am.
See, so you see what I'm saying? Y'all heard just what she said?
Yes.
See, it didn't matter. It does not matter. Because the reward is what she just said. Supersedes all of that. The pleasure. See, that's what you're striving for. That's what you're fighting with inside. Like I said in the beginning. You're not fighting with nobody but yourself to gain the forgiveness and the pleasure of your Lord. Because, like she said, when y'all get there, well, for me, before we got there, when we passed over the Meerkat, it's an area that you'll pass over in the plain. Some of y'all may remember this, the ones that have went to Hajj and the ones that intended to go to Hajj and the ones that, inshallah, will go to Hajj. You will remember the talabiyah. And the talabiyah, labaik alham labaik, labaik Allah, sharik Allah, labaik, inna hamda wa ni'mata laqamuk la sharik Allah. When you understand what that is, every time you hear, I guarantee, as y'all seeing me with the surety, it's going to take you right back. It's going to take you almost back to the point of where you was reciting it at. You're going to remember where you're standing, what you had on, and everything. It's going to be almost like time stopped for you, literally. And you probably, I recited it in Arabic, but in English it says, "Here I am, oh my Lord, answering your call at your service." You saying that. You're not saying Assalamu alaikum. You're not saying Alhamdulillah. You're not saying Allahu Akbar. You're saying, here I am, oh my Lord. Here I am, oh my Lord. I'm at your service, answering your call, answering your call, Allah. I'm not answering my call. I'm answering your call, Allah. Allah talks about those people in the Quran who answers his call. Allah got a special place for those people that answer his call. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying this morning. Allah says it. Ibrahim, Ishmael, alayhi salam, the prophet, alayhi salam, they did what? They answered his call. Halala, Sister Abdinasa, Sister Hamid, Sister Miriam, Brother Abdullah, Brother Haziz, Sister Umayma Khalifa, Imam Buddha, Imam Bilal, Najee, Brother Khalil, Empty Hajj, Suleiman, Inshallah, Shaheed, Inshallah, Black Aziz, never Terry Aziz. There's a lot more that I'm not trying to forget. But a lot knows who they are. They answered the call. Well, who? Aren't they mamas? Not their daddies? Not their kids? They answered the call of their Lord. That's what they did. That's what they did. The ones that has returned to Allah. Brother Hanif. He answered the call. The ones that's gone on before us has answered the call to their Lord. They did not care how they looked on the outside. They did not care how much money it cost. They didn't take it lightly. Because of what? All they knew was they was answering the call of their Lord with sincere devotion, seeking the forgiveness and the pleasure of who? They weren't doing it for to show and play, as some kids say, show and tell. They weren't doing it for that. They was doing it. They was fulfilling their obligation. Thank you, Brother Sudan. They was fulfilling their obligation. So I say this to all of us. Let's not never, ever forget the importance of Hajj. Let's not never, ever take it lightly. And I leave y'all with this in the conclusion. Hajj is a journey that will impact our lives, our acts, our interaction, and our way of thinking. Because you won't think the same no more. You sure ain't gonna act the same. We will learn, or you will learn, how to focus on sincere devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to seek His forgiveness, how to fight with our own temptation, how to sacrifice for the pleasure of Allah, to the extent of giving up our own lives. Because what would transform in us is that we should remember that we have established the roots of our faith while we're on this journey. Those who is set to go. You will establish your roots, because you will draw upon everything that you got in your being, now and later. So I employ all y'all to remember this is just not only the fifth pillar of Islam. This is far, 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 far important. All praise is due to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wise, the pure. May peace and blessing be upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We ask Allah to grant our hearts piety and purity, in our mind and wisdom and the knowledge. We also ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us, protect us. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept your Hajj, and I also encourage all the loving Muslims to perform Hajj and enjoy the benefits, inshallah. Ameen.
Yes, I went to on Hajj 2003. It's one of the largest groups from this masjid, and the largest group ever went on Hajj from the United States, Afro-American, along with 500 immigrants from America. And that particular time, I think we paid around, at least I know mine was around $2,600. And today, it ranges around, as Sister said, around 6,000. But this is mass here in Inshirah, and we're in the center of the country, and we have some highly educated people in our community and in our families that have ticket agencies and things. And Hajj is only 4 or 5 days.
Yes.
You know, we stayed 3 weeks. We had luxury. I had to buy an extra suitcase and a half, and when I was coming back, Sister Halala had to tell me you're leaving stuff. You know, and Brother Aziz and I got to walk around each week before I started and take a tour up to the cave and stuff. But like I say, we have young people in the family that are highly educated in computer knowledge-wise. I don't even know how to turn them on. But so, and Hajj is only 4 or 5 weeks, and there are some of us that like to take a grandchild with us, kind of go by yourself. You know, take a grandchild with us. So we probably, in the future, as we go on thinking about this, probably can cut it, man.
Hide yourself. Remember, you guys, when you embark up on it, understand what you're embarking up on. Understand the weight that it's going to carry. It has a weight to it. And it's a weight that you will carry for the rest of your life. You will experience something. If you open it up, if you go with the purest intentions, I guarantee you will not come back the same. You may look the same, but you won't be the same on the inward, and that's why I did not, and I will not answer that question. I will let the ones that make Hajj, inshallah, come back, inshallah, let them tell you guys what that inward feeling was for them. But I pray that all of us, if I said anything wrong, I ask for forgiveness. I greet you as I leave you as I greet you with Assalamu alaikum.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks, Sister Zakiya, for those inspiring words. And when we think about Hajj, one of the things come to mind for me, you know, like I'm from the South, and I can recall my grandmother saying quite often that every knee must bow, every tongue must confess, every tub got to sit on his own bottom. So this is a journey that you take for yourself, and you answer Allah's call. So the test, your Hajj is your Hajj. Your Hajj is not my Hajj. That Allah has for me may be totally different from you. My test will be different, okay? My test may be more of a mental or the patience, where someone else may have some physical restraints. That may be their test. So you think, well, I'm going on Hajj, and my husband's going, and we're going to be together, and he's going to be there to protect me, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Allah is your protector. Because even though you may be with your husband, or you may be with your wife, your Hajj is totally different for your husband than it is for you. Allah has a different journey for him. Allah has a different journey for her. So like those 3 weeks, there's time for you all to go shopping, be together, and so forth and so on. But when those rituals starts, you have no idea what Allah has in store for you. Okay? My husband and I were separated several times. Several times. You know, the first time we went, I ended up stoning the Jamra. Had no idea. Khadija, Salam, and I got separated. To today, we don't know how we got lost from the rest of our crew. You know, So we had to do what we had to do, but Allah sent us the help that we needed. So with that, when we left, I'm thinking, okay, husband's gonna be there, da, 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 da. And then it was a thing like, Allah just like, I'll show you. I got this, you know. So you thinking your husband's gonna be there to protect this and to do this and to do that, you know. And we got caught up in the jamra. I mean, Khadijah was getting hit in the back of the head with rocks, head bleeding. I'm trying to protect her. We get separated, and only the strength of Allah, because I do not know. My right arm is stronger than my left. We got separated. We were about 5 feet apart. And I'm thinking, now she's already doing this because she's hurt, and it's like, what am I going to tell her mama? What this and this and that, you know, if I lose this child over here. And some kind of way or another, Allah gave me the strength to reach. Now, we like this. I was able to reach and grab her 5 feet out with my left hand, lift her up, and bring her to me. Now, this is only through the mercy of Allah that I was able to do that. And I stand here, this is the truth. You can ask Khadijah. Once she got to me, we could not move because we were just sandwiched in. But my mind goes back to how I was like, okay, my husband's going, I'm going to be protected, and all of this and so forth and so on. Now, we closed in. Now, little did we know, until after everything was over, that right before we got there this morning, that's when all those people got killed at the Jamra. They got stamped. I mean, these were hundreds of people that died that day. We had no idea when we went there, okay? So this brother, talking about the unity that Sister Zakiya was talking about, I didn't know this brother, didn't know him from Adam. But he could see that we were locked in, could not go anywhere. And he made it over to me, or to us, and he said, sister, grab hold. And I just kind of looked at him, and he said, it's okay, grab hold of me. And he turned sideways, and to me it looked like his shoulders was this big, right? He turned sideways, and he was doing like this with his shoulder, and as he get through, he pulled me through, and I pulled Khadijah. And that's how we made it through there, because it was so congested, you know. And she was so upset, she wasn't going back and so forth and so on, and talking about the fear of that moment. But Allah is just like having that baby, wipe away the pain and so forth and so on. Allah wiped that away, and she was ready to go back and stone the devil the next day, okay? But we had a time. And some people were able to just walk right up and go without anything. But we went through what we needed to go through, because Allah wanted us to have to go through, for whatever reason, we were supposed to get something out of that struggle. So I'm just saying, do not let fear be a part of you not going on Hajj. A fear of poverty, a fear of losing your life, any type of fear that you can think of. So with that, inshallah, as we go forward with the Hajj classes, please reach out to Zakiya, myself, my husband, any of the folks that have gone on Hajj, with some of the things that you would like to see. We will, inshallah, go through the rituals, step by step. We will have some handouts. And for those of you that are intending and planning on going on Hajj, you know, we intend to have some packages, some little things for you to take on Hajj with you, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. Anyone have any burning statements that they need to say real quick? Or
You are the protector.
Say again?
You are the protector. Have you on Hajj?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Allah is the greatest protector.
You utilize it for a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
A question I'd like to add, I heard even yourself, I said that you can go for your relatives, your mother, your parents, your children. So when you go for yourself, then you take another Hajj at another time for the relatives.
Right. When you we were always told that you make that first Hajj you make for yourself. You make your first Hajj for yourself. And if you're able to make a Hajj for someone else, then you make your intentions the next time you go. Now, you can make Umrah at any time. You know, there's only one season per year for Hajj. Okay, but Umrah you can do anytime.
Okay.
Umrah can be for a family member or loved one.
Yes.
Oh, okay, you don't make Hajj for them, you just make Umrah?
No, you can make Hajj for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can make Hajj for them.
You can do Umrah.
Right. Now, like Sister Abdel Nasser, she was on Hajj. And we will get into some of these details as far as you preparing and washing your body and getting ready to make the Hajj before you put on your Ikram and all of that. Well, she did that for herself and made the Umrah, because there's 3 different types of Hajj. One of them is, you know, like have the Hajj and the Umrah together. And that was the one that we were doing. So she made the Umrah for herself. Then the brothers took her out. I think it was Brother Bilal. Imam Bilal took her out to the outskirts to come back in. You know, she washed up and came back in to make that Umrah for her husband. Okay. She did not make Hajj for him. She made Umrah for him. Which the rituals and the steps for Umrah are exactly like the Hajj except for Arafat. And you hear the comment, Hajj is Arafat, Arafat is Hajj. You know, so everything that you do, you know, on Hajj, you have to make sure that you make Arafat, or you have not made Hajj. Right. Yes, sir.
Yes, the reason why I made the statement that I made, because I guess in your earlier years, after the Prophet had passed, whole family made Hajj. You know, after the last Hajj, they would prepare and take the whole community back into Hajj. You know, because they probably didn't have distance travel.
Right. Yeah, the travel was probably different for them. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you. You already kind of already said it, but I know there was 3 different type of Hajj. I was going to ask which one did you guys do?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the ones, but it's the one that you all, inshallah, will be making. You will be doing the Umrah and the Hajj. And there's you know, some people just do the Hajj itself. So, yes, sir.
As far as the 3, I think you already said 3. The Umrah one, the Umrah and Hajj is one, and this Hajj by itself, you know.
Yeah, I can't think of the Arabic name.
I was going to mention that part, but you already said, so I didn't say nothing.
Okay.
But the other thing was the Jamrah, you know, when the stoning of the Jamrah, and I guess with my sensitive feelings about the thing is that I don't like giving Satan all no credit on stuff. So when we were there, that first we were there the first time, and when we went in there to stone that down, going in wasn't so bad because we were among the first crowd. But coming out, you had to go back, come out the same way you went in. And it was like going against a stampede. And that's why so many people were getting killed and stuff. You know, it's just no orderly fashion. And I had comments on that. And I had the security people of that's there, the Arab security folks, you know, they there too, and I was complaining. I said, you know, I wasn't complaining to them, but I was complaining in their midst to them. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, we're Muslims. We're supposed to be able to help control people and show people the way. I said, Christians can go on their Hajj, you know, make their pilgrimage and stuff. I said, you know, and I said, we should be able to make our pilgrimage and be able to come in in orderly ways, leave in an orderly way. This is ridiculous. I said, there's no need in all this killing. I said, it's like they thrive on wanting to see people, things like, no, I'm saying what I said. My wife shaking her head all over, I always want to shake her head at me. Anyway, I said, it's like some of them thrive to see how many people can get killed, right? I said, we got to stop this and do it. The next thing, Allah answered the prayer. We got out there, and some people didn't go back on the high, they didn't want to stone the Jamrow again, you know, because they was too scared to go back. You know, and some went on, got the nerve up to go back, even though they were scared and when they went. But no, but there was quite a few that didn't, that was in our community that did not go back. And when we got there, we went in an orderly fashion. Stoned the Jamrow and left out the other way. And I said, Allahu Akbar, they answered the prayers, and I said, Allah, you know, hear his prayers and grand prayers. I said, those, I feel that part of them, I feel my prayer was answered then. That Allah had me say what I said among, and they probably took it back to say, you know, this is the way I feel. This is the point. They brought it, and they anyway. We walked in there all thinking how we're gonna have to make sure we keep that. Shit, we walked in there and it was like, it was nothing. We just went and stoned, and then the third day when we went through it, shit was even less. I mean, everybody walked in and carried the luggage and everything, stoned the jail around and kept on going. It was nothing. But you know, but and the second time we went, it was easy. It was, you know, it was still a controlled crowd. It wasn't all this ridiculous people coming and going the same direction, you know. So I just Allahu Akbar, you know, I'm thankful for it, you know. But like I said, you know, if I'm done dying in a crowd, I'd rather die going around the Kaaba trying to touch the stone or something. You know, but stone in the gym, I was like, you know, that's stone. We supposed to be symbolic stones shake down. And I said, all these people get out there shaking, falling over, laughing. You know, that's the way I was talking. You know. Anyway, they changed. That whole thing was changed, and and ever since then, I ain't even heard about no bunch of people dying no more. You know, I ain't heard about it. Like, you know, so praise be to Allah. I ain't heard about nobody dying no more.
Close out with dua. Bismillah.